Good afternoon, everyone. This is the time for another coaching corner with your boy, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, which is me, Kirk Nugent, also go by the Geek Speaker Preacher. Coaching corner is one of my favorite times of the week. And today I want to share with you something I thought was profound. I thought it was profound. In fact, in latest podcast episode, the Breathe podcast episode, that I serve as engineer, but also on screen or on camera, I should say, guest, on camera co-host, we talked about taking a leap in our language, using language that builds up instead of tears down, using language that is positive, using language that even when it is critical, that it is constructive. But I want to share with you this quote real quick, and I hope that it will resonate with you today, especially as we talk about audio, as we unbox this new microphone. Right? We're going to unbox this thing today, but I want to share with you this quote before we dive in. And it simply says, by Mark Pagel, all right? You'll have to look him up, Markpagel. The quote says, "Each of you possesses the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that natural selection has ever devised." I want to repeat that. The quote's not done, but I want to repeat that part again. Each of us possess the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that natural selection that God has ever devised. It's a piece of natural audio technology for rewiring other people's minds. I'm talking about your language. Have you ever considered that your language is a piece of audio technology? Have you ever considered that the tone, texture, and timbre of your voice was specifically tuned and tweaked and dialed in and refined so that your audience, your sphere of influence, can hear what you have been given to say? Each of us possess this natural piece of neural audio technology. Each of us possess this, and each of us must recognize that it is both powerful, it is dangerous, and it is subversive. And we each have the awesome responsibility of stewarding that gift for the totality of our lives. Neural audio technology for rewiring other people's minds, for shifting perspectives, creating a paradigm shift, for allowing others to experience an aha moment. The power that I am referring to, the piece of audio technology that we want to focus our attention on, is simply our language. There are a ton of ways to say what you want to say, but how you choose to deliver it can instill fear. How you choose to deliver it can inspire hope. How you choose to deliver it can mobilize people to action. How you choose to deliver it can arrest someone right in their tracks. Our language is not just a responsibility, it is a mental choice I'm even making between each and every word I say right now. Mark Pagel shares with us this quote, and I'm just augmenting it slightly. Each of us possess the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that God has ever devised. It's a piece of neural audio technology for rewiring of other people's minds. I'm talking about our language. And as live show hosts, content creators, content entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, consultants, as those who use the instrument and vehicle of our words, like this is our currency, I'm just reminding you that it can be a make or break. It can turn people on, it can turn people off. If you allow them into the full picture of what you have to offer by your words, there is an opportunity for a deeper connection. There's an opportunity to bring them into your funnel. There's an opportunity for you to have impact in the way you feel you have been designed and called to have impact. Each of us possess this most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait. A piece of neural audio technology. That's the line that really resonates with me. A piece of neural, referring to the mind, audio technology that we each use from the second we were born. The doctor is looking for that cry because it is a piece of neural audio technology that can be a difference maker in your content. We're going to talk about audio today, and we're going to give some practical examples around, what mic sounds better depending on what you have to share or what your voice and your texture and your timbre fully possesses. These are some of the things I want you to keep in mind as we go through our coaching corner today. And as has become our new tradition, I want to open up with a word of prayer. God, thank you so much for this opportunity to use this piece of neural audio technology, which is our voice, which is our language, what we decide to do and say each and every day in these spaces that you've called us to. We thank you. We pray specifically for those who will watch live today, for the 13 that are with me right now, and for those who will catch it on replay. I pray a special prayer over each and every one of them. Whatever it is that they're working on, whatever it is they're hoping to achieve, whatever questions they're hoping to get answered, God, I ask that you would bless them, that you would pour your spirit on them, that you would allow the work that their hands find to do to be successful, and that we would experience a new level in our content creation. We pray in your precious name. Amen. Let me say it for those that are coming in hot, for those of you who are joining us brand new, for those of you who are coming in fresh. Maybe you've never been to the Coaching Corner before. This is the Coaching Corner. It's the middle of the middle, right? It's the middle of the middle. It's the middle day of the week, the middle of that day, right? Wednesday at noon, we come aside for a little while into the corner. Yeah. And in the corner, we get a chance to step away from the fight. We get a chance to get a breather, right? To have somebody work on our muscles, to have somebody to massage that jawline that just connected with that right cross that you didn't see coming. This is the coaching corner where you get a breather for a second, where you can hear from your coach, which is me, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of insight, perspective, hopefully some wisdom, get some questions answered so that you can be ready to face the fight as you step back in for the remainder of the week. I want to thank you so much for coming through and hanging out. My name is Kirk Nugent, serve as your host and coach for the Coaching Corner. I want to encourage you, if you have questions, whether it be for audio, video, content creation, strategy, Facebook, YouTube, if you're trying to grow and engage an audience, if you want to establish yourself as a thought leader in a given space, if you want to funnel clients to your business as a coach, author, consultant, I believe that your live stream is your digital storefront. No better way to go from busy and broke to peaceful and paid than for your ideal customer, your ideal audience, your target market to see you do your thing live while on video. I believe that going live changes lives, and the life that might change could be your own. And I hope that you will lock in with us to learn some of these tenets and principles around live video strategy. All right, with that said, I always want to catch some comments. I know there are many, so I'm going to go to the top comment. Darius O'Kane is with us today, says, "What's good, fam? I love new gear. Listen, we're going to have a good old time today. I've got some, it has never been opened, right? So we're going to dive into that in just a second. Thank you so much for being here. Cup Peyton is here, says, "Hey, what's going on? My moderators are here as well. Thank you, Florence, for being here. Jim Lawyer has become one of our regulars. I see that yellow dot. That means he's a member here on the channel, and I love it. Thank you so much for being with us today, Jim. My guy, Anthony Corns, is on the live. He says, preach." My guy, Anthony, says, preach. Whoa. Hold up. We got somebody new. I've not seen, though I know who he is. I'm going to drop a bomb from my guy. I got to do the DJ air horn. Come on. Pastor Jay is on the live with us today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. Come on. Corn says, sheesh, let's go. Let's go. I came on for the microphone and got prayer and a word. Mercy. Hey, listen, man, you never can tell. You can never tell what will happen. Cup Peyton is on the live. I love it. Thank you so much. Y'all are saying amen in the chat. This is something new, man. I have just decided to take all the shackles off. Corns, this is my brother, man, out there in Texas doing his thing, killing the game as usual. And I love hanging out with him. Got to make sure I have you come on for the Coaching Corner at one of these days. But yeah, man, I just decided, Corns, I'm taking all the shackles off, fam. It's not so much that I was hiding who I was. I just wasn't giving y'all the full Kirk. And I have been coaching people around being your full, authentic, and unapologetic self. And one of the things that I do before every Coaching Corner is I pray. And one of the things I do after every Coaching Corner is I pray for the people who came to the Coaching Corner. It doesn't matter if they're believers. I want them to be successful. I want the things that their hands find to do to be blessed. So I decided I'm going to incorporate that thing. It could be the cheat code. It could be the cheat code. It could be the cheat code. In fact, I've made some changes even in my branding, made some changes even on my website. We got a couple of things coming. Hey, my guy, this is my big bro right there in Maryland. Donnell Josiah is on the live with us today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, Doc. Always good to see you in the comment section and to add your voice to the conversation. You know, Corn says, you know what it is. You know what to do. What do you think about the best microphone for gaming? Come on, Cup Peyton. You know you got to put a question mark in front of that thing. But I want to get to that in a second. If I can just give you a quick response right off the top of my head, I just don't believe in the term best. I believe that everything is going to be relative to the person. I think that it's very difficult to say this particular piece of gear or equipment is the best, bar none. I think that it is going to be something that you will have to decide for yourself. You can take in all the information that you have gleaned, but you will have to decide, nah, this is what works best for me. I want to encourage you yet again, y'all, to make sure I see my guy GP is on the live. I got a chance to hang out with GP this week. This guy was literally in the building. He was in my home. We had a chance to have him in the studio. And what a time it was. I'm trying to see if I can find that picture real quick. Here we go. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. We got the picture right here. It's just good to have it. And I'm going to put that on screen for everybody to see, just because I want to shout it out. There he is. This is GP. This is GP right here, man. We got a chance to have him right here in the home studio with me this week. So I'm super excited to be able to shout him out real quick. Thank you, GP, for coming and hanging out with us today. Shure MV6, if it's USB, is what Anthony Corns is saying. And listen, man, we're gonna dive into a number of things, but I just believe, I just believe that lav, come on. I just believe that there are so many different components and pieces. I actually just got off of a coaching call with one of my favorite clients. I don't want to say his name, but one of my favorite clients. He's doing ridiculously well on YouTube right now in the real estate space, just killing the game. And we just talked through some components of their audio. And again, it's all going to be relative. It's going to be tone, texture, timbre. It's going to be some of the settings that you dial in. It's going to be intentionality of listening to the headphones and making sure that it's exactly what you want it to sound like, going back to the live stream or to your content and making sure it is what you want it to sound like. And if it's not, making those notes and actually making those changes. So I'm excited all of you guys are here. 18 of you guys are on the live right now, and I'm excited about it. We have work to do, and my moderators will tell you, listen, hit that like button if you've already received some value. I don't want it to be missed. I don't want it to be missed. We shared a quote in the beginning, and it is simply that each of us possess the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that God himself has ever devised. It's a piece of neural audio technology for rewiring other people's minds. I'm talking about your language, and I love it. I wanted to share that with you one last time because we're going to be talking about audio today. But if you have questions related to coaching, related to strategy for content, related to getting more views on YouTube, establishing yourself as a thought leader in a given space, you want to figure out how to chart I always start each of my coaching sessions asking the client, what's the goal? Where do we want to arrive? The coaching session I had earlier today, the client simply said, I want to dial in my audio. I want when I leave this session, my audio is fully dialed in, and we were able to accomplish exactly that. One of the things I love about it's a lot of my clients, but especially this one, is that they're so motivated. See, once we figure out what that end goal is, then we're all pulling in the same direction. We're all working with the same thing in mind. We're reading from the same sheet of music, and we are devising a strategy that is allowing us to get to that particular goal, because that's what we're building towards. And so I want to make sure, that we get a chance to share that. Okay, I see yet another question, and I'm starring it, and I'm thankful for the question. What's going on, A.G. Llewellyn? Thank you so much for being with us today. You gave me a hard time at Creator Camp, but it's all in love. I love that picture as well, Doc. It's a really good picture of you. But I see other questions coming in, and I want to make sure that you do put a Q colon in front of it, because it allows me to pick out those questions a lot easier. Okay, now I do want to dive into unboxing. I want to dive into unboxing. In fact, I'm going to go to the top down. I'm going to go to the top down, move my mouse and keyboard out of the way. Got the top down here. I'm gonna put this into the shot. All right. So this is the Shure SM4. So I'll show you the side of the box. You can see what that looks like. Show you the back of the box at home, in every studio. Come on, the SM4. You can see that this hasn't even been cut. I'm gonna have to go grab. My camera. My scissors here. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see. Will that work? Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm just grabbing scissors. Oh, snap. I put the scissors somewhere else. Well, that didn't quite work out. Let's go to the other shot. All right. Okay. 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 All right. So now let's go back to here. Nope, that's not the one. Top down. All right. So we have scissors. We have the box. I'm showing you the other side where you're showing you the front. And then again, the other side, which is the top of the box. Now I do need to cut this part here. And this is how you know this is real, y'all. This is real. This is real. Okay. I'm watching my comments. I see you. Janice Robertson Anderson says, "Hey Kirk, hey, I owe you a message. Oh snap. I owe you a message. I need to get you on the show. I owe you a message, and it's on me. It has nothing to do with you. It's wholly on me. Thank you so much for showing up. In fact, even since you're here, I'm making a note for myself on my calendar, because if it's not on the calendar, it ain't real, for me to go back after our show today to see if I can give you to connect with you, to have you as a guest. Because you were on somebody's show, and I was just like, my God. And you're a coach. You are a coach. So I definitely want to see if we can figure out some ways to partner together, maybe even do some collaborative content, because you are a coach, and I want to make sure that we listen. All coaches, calling all coaches. This is the coaching corner. We want to have coaches here. So I'm excited about that. And Enea, thank you so much for being with us today. Always good to have you as well. Cup Payton, I'm going to get to your question in just a second. His question is, what is the best way to get more views and subs on YouTube? That is a great question for us to dial in as we get into what we're here to do today. So I'm going to drop this part so you can see that. I'm going to turn the box over. Okay, now you can see this here. All right, we're opening this together, y'all. We are opening this together. And AG is asking another question: how far back is your overhead cam from your desk? Do you have it on your monitor? You're talking about this cam here? If you're talking about that cam, I can show it to you. I don't know if that's the cam you're talking about. I call it the top down cam, but either way, I'm going to show you this shot here. So what's up, fam? You can see this is the camera. And so you can kind of see where that is. It's the Insta360 link that I'm using. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Okay. This is the Shure SM4 and home recording microphone kit. Ooh, kit. So we're opening this up. All right. So there we go. You guys are seeing it with me. I didn't even know that's what was in there. Right. We're unboxing this thing together. So let's take this out and let's see. Is there anything else in the box? There is not. There's nothing else in the box. So we throw that back over there and put this in the shot. Okay. I love this. Let me just say right now that I love this because I can walk with it. I can take it with me on the go. It doesn't feel bulky or too big. I wonder if it has additional space in the bag. Let's go ahead and open it. I'm opening the zipper. Putting that over here. Oh, I love this, y'all. Okay. All right, here we go. So we have the quick start guide, always something that Shure is always trying to make sure you have is a quick start guide. And I think it's a great idea. I will tell you right now that this is something great to look through. You have how to assemble the mount, some of the different steps that are there. We're gonna probably have to use this. This is not something to skip. We've got the pop filter. We've got with XLR. We have the mic position. Look at that. That is gold, because I can't tell you how many times I see people utilizing the mic, and it's like, y'all, you're not using the mic properly. You're not in the right position, at least. That is for sure. And then we have some of the other specifications. Listen, you have some of the technical dynamics of the microphone as well. This is great. This is a cardioid polar pattern. It's a condenser externally biased microphone. Positive pressure on diaphragm produces positive voltage on pin 2 with respect to pin 3. Listen, come on, you got to read the fine print. I see you out there, GP. You got to read the fine print. You can't just roll. So this is the quick start guide. There's a little bit longer guide here, warranty, product safety information. So we're going to take these, put these off to the side here on the other Rodecaster Pro. Boom. Now we have a couple of items here. So the box, the case itself has some really tough styrofoam in here to protect everything. I do like that as well. I'm looking around with my camera. It's that one right there. Here is the actual mic. It's really wedged in there. Ooh, that's a good weight. That is really good weight. Wow, that just feels, it feels pro. And I really love that green, yo. Shure is really branding well on this green. That is their brand color. So we have this sticker here, XLR pins right underneath the bottom here as well. You can see that. See what that looks like as it relates to my hand. Yeah, that's one piece down. So let's get the pop filter out. I'm just assuming this is the pop filter, and it is the pop filter. So you can see what that looks like. So we'll put that onto the desk here as well. We're gonna get rid of this bag in just a second. And then we have the actual base. Of course, you always have some additional threading. So that's also in the box. Also have some additional threading in the box. And I might end up using this, so I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna take the mic itself, or I should say the base for the mic itself. This is kind of, suspends it. This is a shock mount. Really allows for you to do some really dope things. I really am excited about this mic because I used to use a different one, the M Audio Air 1924, and the mount for it broke, and I use that for a lot of my voiceover work. So I'm really excited about having this mic, a mic of this type yet again. So we close that back up, zip that up. This one I'm not gonna throw. Listen, come on, Quarrens, you got to read the manual. Yeah, read the manual. All right, so here we have some of the components and pieces. There we go. There you have, some of the components and pieces of the microphone. And right off the top, man, we are in good shape here. So I am going to, let's get this. So I have a base. This is the Samsung MD5. It's just a base. It's weighted on the bottom. So we're gonna actually put this on this. So let's get our quick start guide back out here again. Where are we at, y'all? How y'all doing? 21 of you guys on the live today. I'm gonna see what we got here and see if we can't get this together. So there you have some of the instructions, just quick instructions. First thing it says to do is to take the mic and put it into the base. So take the mic and put it into the base. And as far as I can tell, I have it set the right way. So we probably need to take this sticker off because it is covering our pins. So let's take that off. I don't want to scratch it. It's such a gorgeous mic. And I'm telling you, the weight of it is just, it's gorgeous. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, very, very, very satisfying. Let's get this last piece off. Okay, and there you go. So we take this, put this in here, and put this on the box. So that's first thing it says to do. Put it in here, and then it says to tighten it up, it looks like. It has a couple of different ways that you can do this, but I'm just going to try and dial this in. Okay, so we have one done. Okay, one done. All right, that piece is done. Then we have the pop filter here. And the pop filter, it looks like it just goes on there like that. Yeah, that's it. That was it. That wasn't hard. There we go. So now we can take this, put it on here. This is what I wanted to do first. But, I wanted to follow the directions, but you never can tell. What up, Anthony Corns? Thank you so much for being with us today. All right, I'm just gonna try and spin this as much as I can. You can see right there is where I'm tightening up. And this base is very much weighted, so it will have zero problems holding up this microphone. I am going to, however, raise it a little bit. We do need to get to the bottom so that we can utilize that thing. I'm going to make a switch in terms of microphones. All right. Oh, we got a lot of microphones. All right. So now we're on the MV7X. The MV7X is what's on. I'm going to unplug the SM7B and plug it into the SM4. All right, SM4 plugged in. We can pull this back. Got to monitor to hear what it sounds like. All right, so I hear my music. Let's get let's get out of our top-down shot here. Go back to the regular camera. All right, so I'm hearing what this mic sounds like, the MV7X. I love this microphone. Let's hear what the SM4 sounds like with the settings for the SM7B. Something is wrong. Okay, so we're gonna try this differently. Probably not good because I've got a cloud lifter on this SM7B. So there's this one. It clearly it works, but let's see if we can find another XLR cord. Just so happens that I do have one. I do have one right here. So we're gonna undo this. We're gonna undo this. And while I undo it, I'm going to see if I can grab a couple of comments. Because I know I had a couple of questions. Here we had one from Cup Payton. What do you think the best microphone for gaming is? And there was some comments in the chat around this, Cup. I don't necessarily fully embrace them. I think my approach has been and always probably will be. It just depends on what your gaming is, and I've seen gamers. I have some coaching clients that utilize the headphone with the mic that comes around. It's kind of like a Countryman. They really like that because the mic is right there, and they don't have to have something like this or even something like this where they're, where the mic is kind of in the shot and in the way. But then again, I do know some who have the Elgato low profile arm and they have the mic on that. So those are just preferences in terms of the style of the mic and the look of the mic. But in terms of how the mic picks you up and what that mic sounds like in terms of audio, that's a little bit different. So and that's the piece I really feel like it's gonna be pertaining to your voice. It's gonna my voice has a certain texture to it, and I've really worked on dialing in the audio on my mic and the MV7X, along with my shotgun mic, and I'll probably dial in the audio on this Shure SM4 as well, just to make sure that it's giving me the audio quality and the audio sound that I'm looking for. But in terms of how that mic interacts with me while I'm doing my thing, it could be different. Now, I know we got to this question already from AG. Just how far back do you have that overhead monitor? That's the top-down shot. It's not that far. So thank you for that question. Here's a final question, and we're going to spend some time on this while we get this other mic plugged up and ready to go. And this is from Cup Payton as well. What is the best way to get more views and subs on YouTube? Now, I love this question. In fact, it requires me to come back to the main screen for just a bit and see if I can't catch a couple of things. Hey, man. Toby VK says, hey, Kirk and everyone, I'm curious to know what live streaming service you are using at the moment. I'm using Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live, and I'll show it to you. That's what Ecamm Live looks like. You're seeing all the screens of Ecamm Live. It gives me a lot of different functionality to be able to kind of do some of the things that I want to do. And I have the Stream Deck fully integrated with it. So a lot of things that you can do. I'm just ending live demo mode, so we come back to my view. You can see what I look like on screen. I am streaming in 4K right now, and there are 20 of you guys on the live. I want to say a word of thanks to each and every one of you for coming through and hanging out. I see my man Anthony Korn says, facts, let's go, let's go. The best mic will be what you can afford and are comfortable with. See, that's why he's got the wrench. Okay, David Harvey is on the live. Thank you so much, David Harvey, for coming and hanging out with us today. Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. The only streaming software you will ever need is Ecamm Live, and it is a Mac only software. I always say that, but I really firmly believe in it. It just does all of the things for me really well. Now, let me come back to this screen here real quick. So we're rigging up the mic here. I'm gonna be doing that while I talk, but I do wanna lock in for just a second, because the question that we have before us is one that requires a little bit of attention. And it requires, so if I was to just quickly and simply answer this question, how do I get more views? How do I get more subs? The first thing I'll say is you need to know your audience. You need to be intimately familiar with your audience. You need to know your audience, their surface level reason for coming to your content, and you need to know the 5, 6, even 10 levels deeper reasons why they come to your content, especially seeing that you will need to speak to some of those reasons and draw those reasons out of your audience, even without your audience knowing that that's why they actually came to your content. So knowing the audience, being able to speak to the audience. Now, I want to be clear, there's a lot of content that is doing well on YouTube. There's a lot of content that's doing well on other social platforms. I mainly focus on YouTube, but there's a lot of content that's doing well that isn't necessarily like answering a question, consistent. Nope, let me take that back. There is content that's doing well that may not necessarily answer a stated question, but all content meets a need, and needs are generally defined by questions. We say that way. Secondly, the other two pieces of my content formula. So the first piece is answer a question. Second piece is be consistent. Third piece is be vulnerable. I have not seen any content that is successful that doesn't have some version of those three things. And so you want to get more views. You need to meet people where they are. You need to hit what they're looking for. I've got a client who does reaction content to several reality TV shows, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, blah, 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 blah. Not shows that I'm necessarily interested in, but his content is linked to those shows. Whenever those shows drop, he has more content to put out. And he covers a myriad of those types of shows. So a lot of people follow him to get updates, synopsis, all that kind of stuff for his content. He knows that They're following me because they either like my take on the content, or they're fans of the show and they want a place to come and converse about the content. Thirdly, and more importantly, they themselves meet a need by watching that type of content, because maybe they're lonely themselves. Maybe they are also looking for love. They're trying to understand, is really love blind, or can you actually get married at first sight? Maybe that's a need, and he speaks to that in his content. And he goes even deeper, understanding and recognizing that some of them actually have been hurt. And because they have been hurt, then he can speak to the hurt that causes them to like that content, consume that content, and then subsequently follow his channel. He's able to speak to multiple levels of need in his audience, even with reaction content. And so he knows that audience. And why does he know that audience? Because he is that audience. He also watches every single episode of these shows. He also has some of the things that I mentioned before. And so because he knows himself and why he approaches that content, and he's done the work to fully go down the rabbit hole to understand root cause analysis, he can speak in his content, even with throwaway comments, right? Even with side issues and tangential points that he makes, he's really hitting the nerve of his target audience. And because of that, people watch. And because of that, people watch. And because of that, people watch. And the more people that watch, the other thing that you want to do, because your second part of your question is, how do I get more subs? The other thing that you got to do, you got to ask for it. I was watching a guy who's got 600 or something thousand subscribers, and he said, hey guys, I looked at my analytics and majority of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed. I'm just making an invitation. It was at the end of one of his videos, just making an invitation for not only for you to subscribe, but for you to consider joining my membership community. And that one invitation reminded audience members who have been probably watching for months, if not years, that yeah, Ecamm keeps on recommending this content to me because I'm watching it. I'm not Ecamm, sorry. YouTube keeps on recommending this content because I'm watching it, but I could actually subscribe and even become a supporting member and help to ensure that this content continues. And so you have to make the invitation. You do have to know your audience and really speak to their needs in order to really drum up engagement, to create a buzz. The best advertising is still word of mouth. Still to this day, it's word of mouth. But how do you get somebody to not just like your content, but to actually say to somebody else, you should watch this? Because when that personal share, especially in context of a conversation, we're talking about something, maybe in this case, he's talking about Married at First Sight, and the particular thing in the show is like, man, I heard a perspective on that scene in that episode from this guy on this channel that blew my mind. You should check it out. Oh, snap, let me go check it out. Then they watch and they're like, man, how come you didn't share this with me before? I love this. I'm gonna make sure I subscribe. I'm gonna make sure I check him out when he goes live next week. These are the things I have seen happen. I'm not talking about pie in the sky. I'm talking about people having done the work, and once they've done the work, they have the information and the data, they have the tools to really speak to their audience in tangible ways that allows them to be more effective, to hit the nail on the head. And with that, you get more views, and with that, you get more subs. So hopefully, I know it's a long way around, but I definitely had to answer the question in that way. I see a couple other comments coming in, and my guy, Carlos, says, thank you. It looks really good. I'm hoping that you can check it out. If you want to check it out, just hit up kirkrnugent.live/ecamm. That's going to get you a free trial, extended free trial, more than what you would get if you just use the regular link, and you'll be able to kick the tires, take it for a spin. But I want to say this, Tony is correct. It is a Mac only software. Now he's asking, why is it that Ecamm hasn't released a PC version? They have no intention of releasing a PC version. The reason why Ecamm works the way that it works, the reason why it is so clean, the reason why, in my opinion, it actually It actually outperforms their counterparts and their competitors. It's actually even cheaper. It's one of the cheapest platforms on the marketplace right now, is because of their integration, tight integration with the Apple Silicon architecture. We're talking about the M processors that Apple released. There's things that they're doing for us in Ecamm right now that they just could not do before, because of the Intel-based architecture. Once that Apple Silicon architecture came about, it opened a world of opportunities. And so they're just so deeply integrated and dependent on the architecture of Apple. It would require an entire team and research and all that stuff to be able to come out with a Windows version. But to be clear, they've never said that they were coming out with a Windows version, because it's never been on their roadmap. It isn't something that you should be waiting on. If you are a Windows person and you have no intention of going over to Mac, I would say two things to you. Number one, vMix is an option, even though it, in my opinion, is a lot more cumbersome and harder to, the learning curve is much more steep. I would say also, number two, I cannot count now how many people I have transitioned over to Ecamm who were diehard Windows people, and they said they would never move. The thing that I always want to make sure is clear is this machine here. I mean, my laptop could be a Windows machine. It really could be. This machine is my content creation / streaming machine. And yes, it happens to be a Mac, but I don't really see it as a Mac. I see it as my Ecamm machine, essentially. Now, if you're only in this, kind of surface, and it's not a business for you, it's not mission critical, then I could definitely see where making an investment in a machine that's just for streaming and content creation would not make sense. And I understand that. And in those instances, I want to point you to platforms like EVMux, platforms like StreamYard, which are web-based and they're operating system agnostic. They don't care. So you can use them. It doesn't matter what platform you're using. Or you can look at something like a vMix if you happen to be on Windows. And so those are some of the options that are out there. But I will say, many of the clients that I've been able to make the transition for, they were iPhone users, and they did not realize how much of the Apple ecosystem they were already familiar with and used to, because they were already using an iPhone, even though they were completely Windows. That a lady who does finance content, she purchased a Mac Mini. It sits in her office. All she does is load up Ecamm, go live, load up Ecamm, record her videos, send them off to her video editor. She has scenes that we designed for her in Ecamm. So for her, it's just a matter of press button, press button, press button, press button, go live, press button, go to the next scene, press button, play video, press button, share my screen, press button, put up comments. So we've kind of made it foolproof for her. And again, it's just a matter of, how do you want that to be set? I believe in having a dedicated machine for your streaming and your content creation. So those are some of the things that I think will hopefully help to give you some options, Tony. And I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. Earthworks Ethos for a dark mic, and Earthworks Icon Pro for a brighter mic. Thank you, JJS Tech, for coming through and hanging out with us today. Always good to have multiple voices on these concepts and questions that are coming through. How do you know when they like your content? Everybody's gonna make. So yeah, and I see my moderators are saying, make sure you put the question mark up. Make sure you put the Q colon in there. I'm gonna grab this question and I'm gonna try and get back to building this thing up. Oh, Neil Fairmont is on the live. Thank you so much for being with us today. I love that. People will comment and like the video. Keep at it. The views will come in due time. I think the other thing that I'm hearing from you, Cup Peyton, and I thank you, RK3 is here. Just say no to a Windows version. RK3, thank you so much for being with us today. But the other thing that I'm hearing from you, Cup Peyton, is that the concept of growing and the concept of impact, your measurement for those are views and subscribers. I would challenge you to dig a little deeper and really have a clear understanding in mind of what is my end goal. I have a client whose end goal originally was what they thought was notoriety, viral moments. They wanted views, they wanted subscribers. And when we sat down with him and his team, just the two people, and we talked through some of the things that he really needed in his business, he began to share, like, I really want, why do you want notoriety? Why do you want viral moments? Because I feel like when I have those, it will help me to market my brand better. Okay, when you can market your brand better, what would that open for you? He said it would open doors for me to be able to work with some of these larger companies within my niche that I haven't been able to break in to talk to. And I'm just thinking that if I have this large following, it's going to boost what I want. It's going to boost my ability and my stature and my profile. And I was like, what if I told you that we can chart the way forward to you working with those brands and not get any views? So does that now change your metric for how you're measuring success? And he says, absolutely, because I want to work with those brands. I don't really care how I get there. So we charted a way towards him getting access to those brands with a podcast that we set up, we branded it, we did all the marketing for it. We put stuff out there that made this podcast have the appearance that it was on the cutting edge. It was up and coming. It was the next hottest thing in this particular niche. And I want to say, just as a huge side note, that the podcast subsequently over time has done well, but that wasn't the point. That this podcast over time has gotten the views, has had one or two viral moments, has gotten him the notoriety and the stature in his particular space that he wanted, but that took time. But in the outset, in the first season of 10 episode season, in 5 of those episodes, so every other episode he had a guest, 5 of those episodes he had guests on from his industry, and those 5 guests were guests that he wanted to do business with. And we were able to structure a workflow that sat him in a Zoom room with his potential guest, but really somebody he wanted to work with. And we had him in a Zoom room as a pre-meeting for the podcast episode recording. In that pre-meeting, I took about 10 minutes to explain the tech details, to make sure that their cameras look good, talk through the flow of the show. And once I did that, I disconnected and I left my client and this big fish partner agency that he's always wanted to work with. I left them in the Zoom room together. And in many of those cases, he was able to book the business. I'm simply saying all that to share, and that's a strategy, a little cheat code for anybody that wants it. But I'm simply saying you can map out a plan towards achieving the goal that you want to achieve. And sometimes that goal is a lot deeper than I want the views and I want the subs. I'll be honest with you, at 10,000 subscribers right now, really, I can't serve 10,000 people realistically other than being able to put out content on YouTube. I would, if 5,000 of those subscribers decided to book a consult session tomorrow, I'd have to close my books. I'd have to close my doors. I wouldn't be able to take. Are you seeing my point? So in terms of economies of scale, I'm actually not looking for any more subs. I'm excited that the fact that people are still subscribing, but I don't actually say anymore, hit that subscribe button. I don't do that anymore because, and it's not that 10,000 isn't a big number. I mean, it's really not in the grand scheme of things, except that it is in the grand scheme of things, because my end goal isn't the number. My end goal is I want to be able to serve some purpose-driven entrepreneurs and thought leaders in a way that allows them to utilize the vehicle of live video to get their message out there to the world. That's what I want to do. And I have several members that have signed up for the Workers Warehouse membership. And I even said to my members this week, when we hit 50, I might be closing the doors because I can't realistically serve any more than that. And I know that 50, based on what I charge for membership is a number that will allow me to stop doing anything else. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that that makes sense. I took the long way around. 26 of you guys on the live, and I know we've got a couple other comments. Let me see if I can grab a couple of those before we go. Thank you so much, RK3, for coming through and hanging out with us today. Yep. Florence always reiterates. I love it. Cosign on that thing says, what is my end goal? 5 why method. 5 why. You dig your way down to the bottom of that root cause analysis. And once you find what's at that bottom level, it will inform you in terms of what your real desire is. Wale is on the live with us, says, Captain Kirk, you're doing the Lord's work, man. Thank you so much for being with us, sir. I truly appreciate that. My guy, Doc Ladson, is on the live. He says, hey, my friend. Hey to you as well. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go back to here. I have digressed significantly from what we came to do. So I'm going to plug this in on the one side and plug it in on the other side. Whoa. All right, let's turn this one off. All right. So I'm going to have to dial this in. I'm hearing a lot more room sound. Hearing a lot more room than I would like. So let's back that off some. All right. How's that sounding right now? Just backed it off to 35 on the gain. Have the phantom power turned on. Let's go back. The microphone is a dynamic right now. That's what it's set to. And we can actually dial in some of the audio processing as well. Got high pass frequency filter enabled. And I'm just going to turn that up a little bit more. All right. We have noise gate is enabled as well. How's that sound, guys? Talk to me. Oh yeah, the mic came in super hot. It's super hot. Okay. All right. Yeah, some of you are saying that it is definitely coming down. It is sounding better. Let's get our de-esser going. Compressor. I see the threshold is set to there. I'm definitely going to get my apex. Let's get aural exciter going. Tune that a little bit more. Harmonics a little more. Mix a little more. Ooh, I like how that, ooh. I like that. Oh, I like that. So that's sounding good. Let me dial that back a little bit. Okay. Now, if I get to the big bottom, what does that sound like? Oh man, ooh. Yeah. That is sounding really nice. That is sounding really nice. I purposefully put on the headphones. Now, I mean, I'm not even that far away. I'm not even that far away. I'm not that close, I should say, to the microphone, but I'm hoping that you're hearing what I'm hearing. And I gotta be honest, that sounds great. That really sounds great. So let's go back, aural exciter. I got the tune there. Let's get out of here. High pass filter. Let's see how does that make a change? Let's pull that back up. No. It wasn't high pass filter. I think noise gate is really where I want to go. Attack is at 158. Threshold. All right. Ooh. All right. Okay. Hey man, you dial in some of these settings. Oh, JJS Tech says this is your best sounding mic. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Talk about it with me today, y'all. I like that sound. Ooh, Shure SM4 for the win. Y'all, we set this up together. So man, I really like what I'm hearing right now, man. So I'm deep in my bag. I'm definitely going to be doing some voiceover work with this one. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I see Tim Hall just came through. I got to get Tim Hall's comment up here. Let me roll back a little bit. Let me roll back a little bit here. Finally got viral video, 5 months monetized. Thanks, Kirk. Anthony is such a great example of somebody who understood the reason behind the reason. And I want to be clear, y'all. It's not that the viral moments will not come. It's not that the subscribers will not come, that the watch hours will not come. That's not the point. What I'm here to tell you is that if that is your driving force, it's too small a thing to be in this game for. There are going to be hurdles and obstacles and opposition to overcome, and you need a rock solid why in order to overcome them, so that you can be consistent, so that you can keep posting. And Anthony's a person who has valued content over gear. He is literally using his phone to record his videos. He's monetized thousands of videos on thousands of views on multiple videos. So subscribers are streaming in. This is somebody who's actually doing the dang thing. And I'm excited for him, and I'm excited for the example that his content actually shares in our community. So thank you, Anthony, for coming through. Cup Payton is back. He says, well, the only reason is that I want to have 100K play button by the end of this year, but I'm at 677 subs. Okay. So you're saying that that's the only reason why you're in this game, is that you want to have the 100K play button. That's not a reason for me, but I mean, hey, I respect it. It's definitely a goal that's worth setting. And I don't know that, I don't know how to reverse engineer that. My assumption is, Cup, that you have, I mean, your channel isn't about YouTube. So I want to pull up your channel real quick. Since we've gone down the rabbit hole, let's go to your channel. All right, I'm at your channel now. Okay, 219 videos. So Cup, I don't know, I can't tell from your channel what your channel's about. So I don't know what your channel is about. I don't know who your channel is serving. Is it entertainment? It looks like you have a football icon here. I think there's some opportunities to gain clarity. I think there's opportunities to gain some clarity on what you're doing, on who you're serving, and what is, if it's entertainment. I mean, my son wants to do gaming as well, but I think we just want to, you've got 219 videos, which is dope. You're doing some work. So we want to make sure that you are taking advantage of, let me see if I can get my mouse going here. You want to take advantage of the different avenues that YouTube gives you. So like here, you want to have a description. So you have a sub goal here, and that's cool, but you want to have a description. You want to curate this list a little bit better in terms of playlists, different things that you can do there. You definitely want to start looking at possibly doing some thumbnails as well, so that, you have the ability to tell people what these videos are about. This one says, please, I need you to, can we beat it? Like these are things that you want to make crystal clear as you are doing some of the work it's still going to come back down to who are you, who's this channel for, what is your channel about, so that you can be clear on that. People need to know what it is that they're getting into, and so that they can actually make a decision. So hopefully that is able to add. So we got this. JJ's text says it's not a gain hungry Mike. All right, Tim Hall Sr. says, brother, you've always been a great inspiration. Can't tell you how much I've learned from you. Pray God increases your capacity and strength for serving others. Let's go. You know, it's one thing to pray over folks, but it's a whole other thing for other people to essentially pray over you. And I just want to say thank you. Tim Hall, man, I like your YouTube picture. That's dope. Let me check out your channel. Let me check out your channel. I love it. Ooh, I love this setup. I love this setup. So Tim Hall is somebody who's starting out. Let's go to that channel. Let's go to that channel. He's got 2 videos so far. Tim Hall, I am rooting for you, brother. Let's go. Oh my word. I like what I am seeing right here. You've done it. You've made it clean. Oh, come on. Bible study resources, kingdom building. Looking for ways to get more out of your Bible study? You're in the right place. Come on, Tim Hall, you're doing the dang thing. You just listen, find a rhythm that's going to allow you to be consistent, and you are going to kill the game. There are a lot of people who are looking for ways to study their Bible more in depth and be more intentional with it. So I'm excited for you, sir. I'm excited for you. We definitely want to get some playlists going, but you're just creating, you got 2 videos, but it just looks good. I like the thumbnail. I like the size of the letters. 11-step easy biblical word study. Come on. 4 minutes. That's bite size. I like the colors. Hey. Oh, hold up. The audio is Gucci.
Own personal Bible study time, but wasn't quite sure how to actually get there. Well, let me make a suggestion.
Wow. Oh man, you're doing it. You guys don't even know how much this kind of thing just your background is personally, it's not a virtual background, and it speaks to your own nature. I love the glasses. Like, oh gosh, I just don't stop, Tim. Like, Tim, don't stop. You are on your way. It's only a matter of time. I would love to see you get, I mean, and listen, gear's not the point, but I can see that you're changing scenes with the mouse. And so I would love for you to be able to get the pedal, so that makes that a little bit more clean. But that's the pedal. Don't let that stop you from creating content. Whatever you do, keep creating content. This is dope, and I'm so glad that you're with us today. And I hope that you're still here to be able to kind of hear some of my feedback. I know you didn't ask for it. Every now and again, I don't always check out people's channels, but since I was there, I was looking at it. And JJ's text says, "This is your best sounding mic." Neil says, "It sounds really nice." Neil, come on. I that's big from you. I want to beat my cousin. He's at 1.26K. This is man, I'm going to leave it there. Hey, Kirk, this video is right on time. I'm about to purchase a Shure and was unsure which one to get. Well, listen, I got to be honest. I really like this mic. I mean, it could be on a boom arm as well. It would look a little weird. Maybe you'd have it on like one of those low profile arms, but I do like this kind of look where it's in the shot, but it's not quite like the SM7B. It has a little bit of a cleaner look to it. That pop filter, it really screams, content creator. So I really like that. So I'm hoping that this is helpful for you. We did the full unboxing in today's video, and we even plugged it up, and I'm actually using it now as the microphone for the remainder of the video. And it sounds great to me. I'm going to listen to this show back, and I hope that it's going to sound just as good when I listen to it. All right. Oh, man. Let me go to some more comments here. It is hard to get subscribers, but it is worth it. You just have to put in the work. Nikki. That's so gold. It is so gold. Subscribers, when people hit the subscribe button, sometimes it takes them 4 or 5 videos, sometimes 7 videos before they actually say to themselves, I need to actually subscribe. I need to actually subscribe to continue hearing more from this person. I need to subscribe to continue getting more of this content. Right? So that's what it's all about. Tim says, my why for my recent channel is to provide Bible study resources to help build and spread the message and kingdom of God. Your channel looks dope. I am super excited to see. I will be watching. And I hope that several of you check him out as well. If you're interested in that kind of content, yes, you should do that. All right, good. Yeah, entertainment. Well, we didn't get that from your channel, Cup Peyton. You got to put that on there. Following. I need him on the podcast. Come on. Listen, we're making connections right here on the live. I love this. So make sure you guys exchange info. Anthony Corns is my brother, and Tim Hall Sr. I cannot thank you enough for coming through and hanging out today. Look at this. Nikki Nicole says, so just subscribe to you, Tim. I'm loving it. Is Tim trolling? No, I could not agree with you more, David Harvey. I pulled up that video and I was like, this is not a novice. This guy right here is doing the dang thing. Like, this guy right here has put in the work, and it looks really good. The mic sounds good. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Tim says, love the support, everyone. Kirk, that feedback, can't tell you how much it means. No. It's nothing is pretense. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. Can I say this? Maybe this will help somebody out there today. I'm coaching a person right now who started way after me and has long ago surpassed the amount of subscribers that I have. I want to say that because I think sometimes people are like, oh, well, I'm doing better than him, so what can he share? I'm right where I want to be, and right where God has me, quite frankly. Right, at my time is the time. Oh man, I don't want it any faster than what God's going to give it to me. So I'm 5,000% with you. I'm saying from a genuine place. You'll see hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and maybe I might just continue to grow at the same pace that I have been. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I hope that opens somebody's mind up today for them to be like, okay, I can receive that. So that's what I want to leave you with today. Listen, we started by sharing this quote. And I am trying to find it if I can get to it. Computer's kind of doing a little thing right now where it takes a second. But we started by sharing this quote today by Mark Pagel. And the quote simply says, each of us possess the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that God has ever devised. It's a piece of neural audio technology for rewiring other people's minds. I'm talking about your language. I'm talking about your voice. Finding equipment, I want to be clear, finding equipment that helps to make your voice clear isn't the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for you to recognize that what you have to share, the value you have to provide, is needed. It's critical. It is important. It is a piece of neural audio technology for rewiring of other people's minds and sometimes even your own. Your voice, your language is critical. Don't miss that. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time you're going to take to figure out how to get everything connected. It's worth you putting pen to paper to create the notes so that you can share what you want to share with the world. It's worth it. And video and this ubiquitous platform called YouTube has made it possible for us to be able to share with the entire world. I hope that that's clear, y'all. I don't want you to miss that today. I don't want that to be lost in the unboxing and the answering of the questions and the strategies for growth. I want you to hear at the top of the hour and here at the end as we get ready to close it out. You're worth it. You're worth it. Your message, what you have to provide, is worth you taking the time to understand the strategy, to understand the normal flow, the ins and outs of these platforms so that you can give the algorithm its best opportunity to serve your content to those who need it the most. Man, I really hope that is clear today. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Super excited about my new mic, the Shure SM4. Super excited about the content that I'm going to be able to create with it, the lives that I'll be able to touch, the impact that I'll be able to have, not because this mic gave me something special, because I've decided to use the tools that I have at my disposal to have impact and effect on those God has called into my sphere of influence. That's what it's all about. That's what I want to share with you today. And I hope that that is clear. I want to take a couple of comments and then we're going to get out of your way because I'm already over my time. Come on, JJS Tech. I love it. Subscribe to Anthony, she says. Subscribe to Cup Peyton, she says. I love it. A.G. Llewellyn says, that's a good statement. Run your race. Don't run anyone else's. I love that. I love it. I love it. Dr. Tachi is here. She says, happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Nikki Nicole says, would love to have Tim on my podcast. I've been on there and I'm telling you, you want to do that. You want to do that, Tim. Neil says, for me, it's not about the sub count. It's about the connections, community, and how I can make a difference in helping people. I have 1.8K and happy on my journey. And I want to, that's so critical, is that you're happy on your journey. You're happy on your journey. Oh my word. It's about the connections, the community, and how I can make a difference in helping other people. Neil, I resonate with you. And that's the kind of why that I can work with. That's, and not saying that you need a coach. I'm just saying I have recognized when I listen to somebody say, this is why I'm in this content game. If it's anything other than what you just shared, it is difficult for my strategies to have any kind of impact. And I resonate so deeply with that. I don't care about sub count anymore. The sub count and the view are going to elevate my production or make my message more poignant. I love that. JJ's Tech, you figured it out. You figured it out. Oh, just create your own content with intention and the numbers will come. I so agree with that. I so agree with that. I so agree with that. Dr. Tachi says, good stuff. No problem. We have to win together. I love it. We have to win together. I see your comment again there, JJ's Tech. I love to see the back and forth. Thanks, Kirk, for always just being you. Listen, that's all I got. Somebody say be you because everyone else is taken. And so I got to bring my authentic self to everything I'm doing. The messaging is always amazing, man. We all thank you, sir. Thank you, Doc Tim, for coming through today. I always want to be able to share something practical and tangible. Love it. I am happy on my journey as well. The community and connection is the most important thing. Listen, y'all. Yeah, you figured it all out. This is me signing off essentially at this point. I'm going to do a video on this mic. I'm going to talk about some of the technical pieces. I'm going to showcase the unboxing, maybe pull some of that content from today's live. I'm also going to do some real field tests in terms of, how does it sound between the SM7B and this mic? Let's see. All right, now we're on the SM7B and I still like this. And then now we're back on the SM4, but I don't know. I kind of like this better. And then now we're on the MV7X, and I kind of like this too. Like, I don't know. But the truth of the matter is, I'm gonna include some of that in the video that is created. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to share today. Listen, you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here. You guys are having too much fun in the comment section. Oh my word. I have fewer than 400 YouTube subscribers, yet I've worked with some of the biggest brands. Despite doubt and depression, I stayed focused on my why and delivered on the vision. Anthony Corrins is a living example. I mean this. You've just got to figure out what your why is. If I could be honest, this was sent to me by Shure. This mic was sent to me by Shure to do content on. I mean, I don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but there is a particular way that I do my thing, and I have not tried to mimic or follow anyone else in the way that they do their stuff. For me, I get a product, I do a live stream, then I do a video. That's my normative behavior. And there are brands out there that are like, I like that. And that's what I do. And so for me, you just got to do what's for you, man. You got to do what's for you. Keep creating quality content. Stay true to yourself and trust his process. The growth will come. Come on. We talking faith today. Shure SM4 ? I can't keep up with all these products. Listen, I love the sound of it though. I ain't gonna lie. Like late night on the quiet snow. You know that I had to say that line. That's required. But this my guy David Hunt just showed up late to the party. But we thank you so much for being here. Which one is on the boom arm? That's the MV7X. That is the 7X. And so what does Nikki Nicole say? We need that video comparison. This is why I do the live. Because in my mind, I'm like, so how do I just do a video on this mic, or do I compare it to some of the other standard bearers, right? This is the MV7. This is the SM7B. I mean, these are all Shure. So we're not, we're staying within the Shure family, but which one is the best one? So I'm making a note right now, Nikki. I'm making a note right now that's the video that I'm going to be doing. Any handling noise with the SM4. So I did dial in my audio processing. I did dial that in a little bit. Gave it a little more big bottom. Gave it some more tone on the aural exciter. There's a little, not much processing, but I do have a little bit on there. And I see you say, you're agreeing with us. It does sound good. Nice, love it. Shure believes in you. That's really all it's about, Nikki Nicole. I think that's really what it is. That's really what it is. We each have to kind of decide that we believe in ourselves. Somebody's always going to they're going to see more in us than we even sometimes see in ourselves. I remember the first time I got hit up by a brand, saying that they would love for me to do some work for them. And my initial response was, hey, I've never done this before. Not certain I'm the right person for the gig. And they were like, no, I've watched several of your videos. I've watched several of your live streams. You're exactly who we want. Just let us know, what it's going to cost us to work with you. And I had to right then and there figure out some things, because their belief in me was bigger than my belief in myself. I hope that somebody's listening to me right now. Sometimes it is in the actual a process of working with someone else that you begin to recognize, I have some limiting beliefs. I have some long held viewpoints that are not serving me well. I have created a glass ceiling and have chosen to stay on the other side of it instead of busting through and allowing my potential to have a zero lid, zero cap. So those are the pieces that I want to make sure I leave with everyone today. I want to make sure we leave that with everybody today. I see some of it. We're at 30 people right now. Like, what's going on right now? Is it because it's a snow day? Sounds good. Patrick Graham says. Anthony Corn says, mercy. Tracy is here with us. She says, I'm seriously late. I'll have to watch back of later, of course. And I'm just so glad you were able to make it. Almost got an amen out of me. You should ban Patrick Graham from those products. I'm done with you guys. You're having too much fun out there. 31 of you guys on the live. Listen, 34 of you guys on the live. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity that is standing in front of you. I want to read this thing one last time as I get ready to go. I don't want to be off topic. This is the SM4. Yes, you saw the thumbnail. Yes, we did a live unboxing in today's episode. If you didn't catch it, you're gonna have to go back. But not only did we do a live unboxing, I'm currently using the SM4 right now. And that audio that you're hearing is from that microphone. But I want to leave you with the more important thing. And that is this quote from Mark Pagel that I've modified slightly. And I hope that you allow me the liberty to be able to modify it. But it simply says, each of us possess the most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait that God has ever devised. It's a piece of neural audio technology for the rewiring of other people's minds. I'm talking about your language. I'm talking about your voice. We all possess this neural technology called the voice. We all possess it. And it is powerful. It can be dangerous. It can be subversive. And we've seen examples of this ad nauseum over the past couple of weeks. I mean, the news has just been wrought with all kinds of voices, all kinds of language. You get to decide. We're seeing news anchors quit large-scale news houses and take to Substack and take to YouTube with their voice, with their language, because they did not want to be muzzled. This is an opportunity and a moment in Earth's history where we each get to decide what we want our platform to be. If you have a Gmail account, you have a channel. If you have any kind of following on Instagram or Facebook or connections on LinkedIn, you have a sphere of influence. We each possess this most powerful, dangerous, and subversive trait called the voice. And with the voice, we get to choose the language we use with which to deliver our message. What is your message? How will you language it? Will you use your voice? That's it, y'all. I'm done. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful, extremely thankful for your time, your attention. 32 of you on the live right now. It blows my mind when we go live on Wednesdays that this number continues to climb and climb and climb. But we go live on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at noon, to talk through the coaching corner. This is the space where we get a chance to pull aside. We get to talk tech. We get to talk strategy. We get to talk content creation. We get to talk gear, platforms, streaming, whether it's Restream, StreamYard, Ecamm, it doesn't matter. We get to talk cameras and lenses and focal lengths and different things that we can do. We get to do these things in this space because we're pulling aside for a little while just to get a break from all that we're doing. And as has become my custom, as I get ready to close it out today, I want to close it out with a word of prayer. God, thank you. over 30 something devices, close to 40 something devices, and countless other people that were able to come through today's coaching corner, whether it was for the microphone, whether it was they wanted to hear the comparison between it and some of the other things, whether it was because they want to know how to grow their channel, they want to figure out how to get more views, they've got to put together some steps and some plans towards getting more subscribers. Whatever the desire was that brought people here, we thank you. And we ask God that every person that came across this stream, believer or not, that you would breathe on their content, that you would cause them to have success that is beyond their expertise, beyond their years, beyond their actual capabilities, that is inexplainable. Why? Because you have given them a platform. You have given them a voice. Help us to use these things for your purpose and for your glory, we ask in the matchless name of Jesus. Amen and amen. And that, my friends, is all I got. He said this is the third closing. That, my friends, is all I got for you today. Go out there, kill it. I love to say you going live changes lives, and the life that might change just might be your own. I'll see you around these internet streets or in the next video. Grace and peace, fam.